What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Saint, back with the Delay W podcast. I'm with my co-host here, Seven.
Hello there.
Then we got the panel here, Coconut,
What's up?
Swank,
What's good?
Kiki the Don,
What's up?
and of course we got our editor, Flame M16.
Howdy.
Never
Thanks,
liked
man.
that nigga anyway.
Seven, you want to introduce the guests or not?
No, I don't.
I think I'll be the one to introduce. Well, we got our returning guest, that yellow Asian guy,
Hello, all.
and then we got a new one, from Kicking It, Bobby Wasabi.
What's up, guys?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I'll start it off in a way where today we will be talking about more like fitness, which considers powerlifting and a bit of health-wise.
Pacer test.
Fuck that, dude. Nobody cares about that shit. All right, but
It's okay,
well,
right?
let's
You
talk
can't
about a little bit like our experiences and such. Like, first we'll get that yellow Asian guy to like talk about. Let's see his
does
introduction
fitness
into
mean to you?
fitness, man. Like, or let's say your
Well-
introduction in a way.
I guess I'll just try to keep it very condensed. I played basketball in my middle school and freshman year of high school. Was cut from the team because I was too short, and everyone else was like 6'3". By the time we were all sophomores, I was still 5'6". So you can see the disparity there in in the genetics.
At least you watch
Um,
Netflix.
Started running cross country and track around junior senior year. And then after high
Damn,
school,
you was out here getting crossed up, huh?
after high school, I started lifting a little bit and took it a little more serious after my sophomore year of college. Transferred to university, joined the powerlifting club, and now I take like 4 hours to work out, and I weigh 20 pounds heavier than the what's it called, the preferred BMI, whatever, for people my height.
It's like everybody now.
I don't know. Swank's always been pretty skinny.
Ah,
Oh,
yes. I've been terribly skinny my whole life.
All right. Well, let's move it on to Bobby Wasabi. What's your introduction into fitness or lifting in general?
It was karate, bro.
Graduated high school. Had nothing to do. So my brother and I went to the gym. He dragged me along. And ever since then, I've been working out. That yellow Asian guy story was so much fun.
Did your brother touch you at the
Yeah.
gym too?
Not anymore.
What?
What? I'm glad you stood up for yourself.
But yeah, joined UHPO in fall of 2019. And injured myself.
Oh shit.
And now we're here.
Hey,
Yep.
I feel that, man.
happens.
I feel that.
Was it regarding to injury? Bobby and that yellow Asian guy have kind of like the same injury. Unfortunately.
Is it anal tearing?
Lower back.
Whoa.
Very close. It's
A prolapsed anus?
proximal hamstring.
Oh, I was close.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's what happens when you neglect your. Okay.
They hear the fucking cops?
Fuck 12.
Oh God.
All right.
All right. Well, let's see. What about the host? What about Seven and Saint? What about do y'all do any like fitness stuff? Do y'all
They
work
don't do
out?
shit. Look at him.
This man slouches on a daily basis.
Look, I
Jeez.
just started back in running a little bit and
Prove it.
like I'm just now getting back to like working out. So and keep in mind, I never really did just because of my pops said not to really fuck with that. It's like if
You
do
don't
it
fuck
wrong.
with fitness, dude?
Well, if you do it, fuck up.
Ah.
Mm.
Hmm.
With the whole pandemic, now we have more time to like train together. So he's teaching me.
That's chill. All right. What about 7? 7, he does
That's sweet, you know, father
martial
and son
arts.
bonding.
Shut your gay ass.
Hey, it's
Dang.
Pride Month. You can
Oh,
be gay.
God.
Yeah,
Not you.
Damn.
Damn.
Right, man.
Jesus Christ. Let's move it on to somebody else. 7. What about you?
I did. Well, I've been doing martial arts since I was 10, so that was mostly what I did for cardio and strength training and flexibility. I didn't start going to the gym until.
Jerking off.
Oh yeah, that's cardio, bro. That's cardio
That's been day
Jacking
one
off
cardio.
is a
and
sport.
flexibility too.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my goodness.
That reminds me, we should get Lucas on here.
Oh
Talk about how he sucks his
God.
own dick.
Wait, what?
Flexibility.
Some
Okay.
some context. Lucas is a dude that we mutually all know. He's very flexible. We think that he has no ribs because he's able to suck his own dick.
We've seen it in person.
It was scary.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I was a bit jealous.
What the
Fuck.
What in the
No
American
comment.
Mansion is
what the hell?
All right. Well, thanks. Thanks,
Well,
7.
I'm gonna have to tell my cousin
I
about
didn't
that
start
soon.
going to the gym until freshman year of college when I started going to the gym with Coconut, and he started showing me how to, deadlift, squat, and bench. All those things.
You
And
made
it
a
was
lot
kind
of
of like
progress, dude.
I
Not gonna
did. I
lie.
made a lot of progress, and then I stopped going because once the semester started, I was like, "Fuck that! I need to study." I didn't go to the gym, and then usually, yeah, most of the time, when I did go to the gym, it was with Coconut, and now with the pandemic, I've been trying to build my strength back up at Coconut's home gym.
Not 100% mine, but yeah, I got a gym. It's okay. Let's go to the panel. Start with Kiki. Do you do anything fitness related?
Thriller.
Well, I mean, you kind of answered my question. Like, I don't really work out per se. I mean, they say dancing is a form of exercise, so technically, yeah, I exercise, but not like y'all.
I think dancing is a good cardio, honestly. If you know how to dance.
What you saying there?
I would
That's
say
why.
it's more of a workout if you don't know.
I'm saying I don't know how to dance, dude. If I try to, I'm just like a noodle or a fucking robot.
I don't know. That's a
Nice.
pretty big noodle.
It's really not. It's really not that hard. Not that hard. Coconut. You just gotta It's.
Shake my body. Should I twerk? I can twerk
Whoa,
on my
whoa,
chest.
whoa!
I don't know about all
Whoa!
that, but
I've
Save
seen
that
him
for the
twerk.
ladies, man. What the heck?
No, save it for the bros.
Oh,
Always.
my heart.
All right. What about you, Swank?
Honestly, growing up, I've always been a skinny guy, so I've been fit my whole life pretty much. Like I used to swim a lot. I used to go on runs. I used to bike a lot too. I used to do a lot of like cardio stuff. And now I'm trying to put on some weight, but for the most of my life, I've always been fit and just by cardio standard.
What do you mean by
Like
some weight? Are you trying to like gain some muscular
yeah, muscular weight, not just fat.
muscle?
I am 140 at 5'9" to 5'10". I am very skinny.
So are you saying that you're interested in gaining some muscle?
Yes, coconut. Yes, I am.
Let's talk after this.
You're 140?
Yeah, I'm
5'10"?
140. Yeah, 5'9",
Shit.
5'10". I'm between.
Holy shit, you're 5'9"?
Yeah.
Damn. I mean,
But
nothing wrong, but like,
no.
holy
See, well, Kenny brought up his whole thing, right? And he said that his BMI is 20 pounds above. Well, I'm barely above underweight. Barely. I'm
Uh,
within the healthy range, but I'm barely above it.
Oh man,
According to
All right.
BMI. According to BMI.
dude, BMI is weird.
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
am
It's
I am
weird. but I think
considered morbid obese, dude.
Since day one.
Oh, I was back then, not anymore. Oh, fuck.
Eh.
All right, you know what? Let's move it on. I'll be the last one to like introduce like why I started. Basically, I was fat as fuck my entire life.
Was.
Okay, fuck you.
Play small
I
violin.
was fatter back then.
Hey.
I was actually in martial arts. Apparently, I was like normal BMI wise when I was younger, but then I stopped doing Korean martial arts. I just started gaining weight a shit ton in high school. My highest weight senior year was around. I say it was 285. It probably was 265 based off the picture I saw. But I lost weight all the way down to 198. Then I'm now back at 233. But this was after I started lifting weights consistently and having a coach for powerlifting. Me, Bobby, and Kenny, we were actually collegiate athletes. Or, well, I mean, uh, I guess we're collegiate athletes. I mean, we all got qualified for collegiate nationals, right,
I didn't
Bobby?
qualify.
You're an athlete for UH. But yeah, we did.
I mean,
We
sort of. You guys are only a club. You're not.
I know that's why I was kind of iffy on
Yeah.
it. Like, but me and Kenny, we did collegiate nationals. Didn't really place anything because the people that we were against were like freaks of nature. Like, they were like people 140 or 150 pounds, probably deadlifting 500 something more. You know,
Oh,
Jesus.
and there's mine where my top contender as a 93 was able to deadlift 800 plus pounds with RP of like 7, and I'm just like, this is complete bullshit. I could barely do. I was able to do 550 conventional top, you know, and that was hard as fuck. Wow, this dude did 800 like nothing. But going back, my experiences of like trying to work out and all that, it was just because I was just too fat and I hated cardio. Even though I did the MS 150, like I would ride my bike from Houston to Austin. Other than that,
What?
yeah, that was my cardio.
MS.
Was training. It was
Yeah,
fun.
if
Yeah,
Priscilla
that
could do it,
ride's
anyone
pretty.
can do it.
Yeah, that ride's pretty
Like-
easy. Y'all could do it.
Like,
Yeah.
like,
The only
was it by yourself or was it like you was with a
no,
group of
I
people?
was
It's a
I
group.
was in a group, but everybody
Oh.
separated though.
Yeah.
But on my first time I did it, I think I accidentally turned a right where it was actually the harder one. Do you know what I'm talking about, Swank?
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
do because you go into Bishop Park, I believe.
Yeah, I did that by mistake. I was following my team, and I didn't know that side of the team was actually the veterans, and they did the hard one. I followed them. I was
Yeah.
dying, dude.
That part is like known to be the most rigorous.
The thing is, I made it, and somehow, you know, my dad made it too. Yay. Yeah, that was mostly my cardio was like biking, and then powerlifting when I got to university around like 2017. Once I got to university. Other than that, yeah, about it. Um, let's see. Do y'all have like a goal, a mind of for fitness wise?
I won't be able to kill someone with one punch.
Ooh. Okay. What about you, Swank?
Just be not too not to be too fat, I guess, or too skinny. Not fat, too skinny, man. If you see me, guys, I'm way too. I am not even gonna lie.
Honestly, that's a good goal though. It's like,
I mean,
He
you're
can
probably
fit both
not
his legs in one
skinnier
pants.
than me.
No, yeah, dude, I'm very, very skinny. I've always just had a fast metabolism, to say.
that's good.
So I have to I have to be on a regimen to actually compared to just getting it naturally. Which, you know, It's a blessing. I can't
Like Swink, like how much
if
do
he
you
were
like?
gay, he would
Like
be
how
a
much
twink.
do you weigh?
Wait, say what? Say what, Kiki?
Like how
didn't-
much do you like normally weigh?
Dude, I weigh 140. Like 140 is my weight.
Oh, see,
That
I
is
weigh
not a
way
joke.
less than you. I weigh way less than you.
Yeah,
Like
but how
my
tall are
weight-
you? That's the thing.
I'm like
I
I'm like 5. I'm like 5'5".
see. I have 4 inches. Like I have. It's about proportional. Me and you are just skinny as fuck, dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
Kiki is pretty skinny. Like,
We are
both of
just
y'all
skinny
super
people,
skinny.
dude.
Yeah. It
Like
balances out when
my
picking
weight
up in a group.
and my weight fluctuates. Like my lowest can be 90 and my highest can be
Oh,
12.
okay, no,
90?
you got me on there.
That's
90
really low.
pounds.
What are you in elementary
Even
school?
at 5'5", 90 pounds, bro.
I never met a dude that was like,
Oh my god, yeah, nah, Kiki, you got me on that. 90.
All right, Coconut, you gotta
Yeah,
keep it
what?
big.
yeah, dude, hang out with me. You'll probably gain 50 pounds in like 3 weeks.
Gee.
Oh, word.
Turn this man into a
Dude,
monster.
you'll just fucking eat. That's all you need to do is just eat.
That's the thing. I only eat like maybe like really once, maybe twice a day.
Well, you gotta force yourself, brother. Stop eating chicken too. It's time to eat beef and seafood.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, man. What's it, Bobby? What's your goal for currently?
I guess as a powerlifter, I would want to eventually deadlift 6 plates. That would be cool.
6 plates.
Um,
Is that the with the kilos or pounds?
with the pounds, bro.
Oh,
I don't know, physique wise, see abs. Abs would be cool.
abs. Oof, I want abs too. I want my abs to show, man.
It's
I
so
need
hard.
to. Was it
Maybe like
Flame?
genetics.
You still work out though, right?
I haven't in like 3 months.
Come on, man.
Bro, it's right there. It's in your garage.
Yeah, I just need to wake the fuck up, honestly.
Take a cold shower when you wake up. You'll feel so energized that you're just like, damn, I want to work out.
Take a bump.
I'm gonna try tomorrow. Try to wake up
Try
early,
tomorrow.
do a split workout, do my mains for the afternoon, and in the evening come back and do some minors.
All right.
Do you do
So
split
what do you mean by?
workouts?
Say that again.
Do you do split workouts?
What do you mean by split workouts? Like back and biceps, and chest and triceps, something like that?
If I was doing chest, split workouts would be for chest, just hit all your benches, your flat, your 35 and your 45, and then come back later in that day and do upper back and arms.
Oh, so you're doing like the opposite background, not background, opposite muscle groups.
Yeah.
Okay. I never really have done those. I've only done like when I first started was like if I do my chest, you know, if you do bench press and all that, what accessory will help out your bench, and that would be like your triceps or your shoulders, right? Mostly chest work. No, tricep workouts right after benching. I don't know if that's called split, but that's what I usually do. You know, back biceps, chest, triceps, and shoulders and arms or something like that.
I do shoulders on a separate day.
Separate day. What is it for us powerlifters? What we do, we combine two main movements, two compound movements, and based off powerlifting, you know, there's squat, bench, and deadlift. We will probably do squat and bench. Next day or whatever, next training day could be like bench and deadlift, or it could be squat and deadlift. It all depends on everyone though, or it depends on each individual because it depends. Like if you do benching, and you know that you have weak grip in deadlift, benching first and then deadlifting, you'll probably end up dropping the bar because you know your grip is now like I say
Boot
loose.
Like jelly.
Yeah. So a lot of those perspective things they have to do, especially in powerlifting. So like when we work out, it's not a split. It's more like you do two main compounds or one main compound with accessories or two main compounds with some to little accessories. It depends on what your goal is. Am I hitting it right, Bobby?
Yeah. Pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate. Yeah, we don't like those are our only things. Like, what is y'all's take on like just strength gain and like cardio? What do you guys focus on?
Strength.
Strength for you? I know that
Cardio.
like Seven's cardio because martial
You know, I
arts.
fucking hate running.
The goal is to bench 255 for me.
255? Yo, I can make you a bench program, my
255?
dude.
Yeah, I'm looking at a chart that my dad made me one time ago. Probably needs to be updated. But the last weight
Hey,
there is
man.
255.
I'll be down to program you a bench program. It's pretty easy.
Bench me up.
And also talking about programming, it's pretty nonchalant. It's like kind of everything's like two main compounds and then accessories. It's probably the easiest thing. For martial arts, is it different? It's different, right? Like you all have to do like, do you just focus on one thing at a time?
So it depends like on what martial art and if you're like a competitor. If you're like trying to go pro or even like amateur fights, then depending on what your background is, you'll definitely want to do as much sparring and bag work as you can, while also on your off days maybe you would do strength training and conditioning. I mean, it really just depends on how balanced you are as a fighter. Like, some people have really good technique. Like, I have pretty good technique, but my conditioning isn't as strong. So now I try to work more on my conditioning.
Okay.
Yeah, but with martial arts, it's more about practicality than it is, trying to lift as much as you can. Like, my whole thing with lifting is, yeah, it's cool, but I feel like it's a bit pointless. Like, do I really need to be able to lift all this weight, or would I rather learn how to, incapacitate someone as quickly as I can, with as little effort as I can?
I think like Seven's probably the only person I know that could probably beat the shit out of anybody when he wants to. He drop kicked the kid in Boy Scouts, man.
Yeah, that was.
He asked for it. We agreed that we would do this, and he's like, all right, I'll let you drop kick me. We practiced it a couple times, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go for real. He's like, huh? Boom.
That was probably the funniest shit I've seen you do to that kid.
Yep. He deserved it though, so it was all good.
Jeez.
He says this, and I just worry sometimes.
Well, do you think he did deserve it?
Oh boy.
He must have been talking some shit.
Jesus Christ.
He's just not a very good person. Let's just say that.
Oh, well, if he's not a very good person, then you had every right to do whatever you did to him. I think you said you drop kicked him. Yes, you had every right to do that.
Like something out of WWE,
Drop kick and a chop slap to the chest.
Yep. No, but yeah, like my whole thing with fitness is it has to be practical. I don't want to do something just to lift the weight as heavy as I can. Like, I understand and respect people who do, that's your own thing. But for me, I'd rather spend my time developing like skills I would actually use in a more day-to-day basis.
That's fair. I see where you're coming from. Like being able to lift stuff, heavy stuff is cool, but being able to use it in everyday life is a lot more practical, like you're saying.
Yeah, it just depends on your priorities.
Yeah, I get that 100%. Like, I just like I'm not gonna be lifting a heavy weight every day, so I wouldn't want to do that either.
Yep.
I think for us, like Bobby and I and Kenny, like when we powerlift, I think it's just because we kind of see like, damn, I want to lift heavy. Not many people can lift as heavy as we all can, I think that's why we want to be like one of those guys, like, holy shit, that guy's strong,
It's just
No,
another way to like test your limits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you could go up to somebody. It's like, hey man, you have all this muscle mass and all that. Can you deadlift 500 plus? And sometimes not a lot of them can. They're probably stuck at 225. But I'm still being called a pussy because I'm fat but stronger than them. I don't know. Let's see.
Your words make me stronger.
All right, boys, I'm back, and your boy got negative.
Hey.
Yo,
To the people that are listening, why you weren't able to hear that yellow Asian guy for quite a bit was because he was getting tested for COVID. He is now negative.
yeah.
Unless it was a false
Let's
negative.
fucking go!
All right,
My
man. You know
God.
false negative.
It's a oh
It's a
god.
false negative. He ends up
He's
killing
a
everyone.
We got the swine flu.
He has all the other diseases saying positive. Just COVID is negative. Have
That's
y'all seen that meme?
worse.
Oh my goodness. All right, this is towards Bobby and Kenny. Do you guys think it's worth it being in a team in powerlifting?
I do think it is worth it being part of the team, just because you always have someone to judge your form, give you advice, and everything. Before joining the team, I was the biggest ego lifter. For good reasoning. Just going with a bunch of typical gym people, just being such a low weight, being able to lift a good amount of weight was always a good feeling, I guess. At the now I understand that it probably wasn't the best idea. Probably why I got injured.
Oh god.
But it's a great experience. You meet a lot of great people.
When Bobby joined, I didn't know what to do. All I could do is smile to him and be like, "Damn, you're strong," because it's true.
Yeah, his deadlift was pretty fat, bro.
Ooh.
That was when I was young. Was it?
Bro, you're still like 2 years younger than me. Relax.
What about you, Kenny? Do you think it's worth being in a team, especially for like health wise?
Honestly, it's one of those things where the people you surround yourself with is kind of like the lifestyle you end up having, just because you're exposed to that constantly from a day to day. Kind of like you listen to a group of people that like to listen to like hip hop. That's what I experienced growing up, and if I wanted to fit in, that's what I did, and I ended up finding artists I enjoyed, like J. Cole, Kendrick, ASAP, Schoolboy Q, just to name a few. But if you want like a community that help push you to live a healthier lifestyle, UH Powerlifting or any other university powerlifting club can help that. Even if that doesn't work out, there's other avenues. In general, surround yourself with the type of people that you kind of want to, I guess, become, and they'll grow organically.
100% agree. Especially like in fitness goals for powerlifting, I feel like when you're together with all that same goal of being stronger, it helps out with your own goals. Like your progress is it feels like it's faster to achieve it than when you're by yourself,
For sure.
But yeah. Let's see. Talking about powerlifting, there's actually two divisions. What is y'all's thoughts about raw or equipped? To explain this, raw is like you do not wear any assistive suits.
I know Kenny
Such
likes
as
going raw.
Oh god. All right, but like you don't wear
No
assistive
rebuttal.
suits, but equipped you do. What are y'all thoughts about that too? Like, what's y'all's perspective?
Are you asking everybody or?
I'm asking y'all too, since y'all are a guest.
Bobby, do you want to go first if you have input?
I don't mind either or, but we just train raw. It's rare that I see an equip in a gym, but when I do, it seems like it's a hassle to put everything on. But it is impressive though.
In the meets I've been encountered or been in, I do encounter people that lift equipped, and for the most part, they are moving more weight than people that are raw lifters. But seeing as how raw is more, I guess, popular in today's powerlifting community, plus I feel like I would rather, I guess, be as close as possible to being able to move this certain amount of weight without much assistance, just because it carries over to other things in life. Like one of my friends, her family's like pretty short, not the most physically active, and they like to ask me help move like furniture, couches, etc., etc. So yeah,
It's like,
I mean,
wait,
it's kind of
let me
biased
get my
where it comes
suit.
from.
I can't lift this.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily. That it's not like they can't lift. It's not like they're Iron Man, like or Tony Stark. They can't do one or the other. It's just like rather just go with like the least, I guess, not handicap. I don't know.
Was it by Equip? They literally put on like the singlet, and it's just it's very similar to like a giant wearable rubber band, you know. So of course it'll add numbers to your total in general, but when you lift raw, it's a bit more like your strength itself. There really isn't any difference if you have an assistive gear in a way, like knee sleeves or wrist wraps, if you didn't even have them in the first place. But with Equipped, having those stuff on you is probably a difference if you're gonna within like added plus 50 pounds, you know, or 100 pounds to a certain lift. That's what Equipped is. So they're really competitive too. But I respect them. They lift heavy as fuck.
I mean, with a caveat.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man, I can lift like 800 pounds, but I need to put on all my gear first. Give me a second. It's like, all right, let me get.
I feel
my
like Equipped,
suit.
you need to be in a team because like to put on a suit by yourself, you kind of need people to help you like pull it up and sink your chest in.
Oh, jeez.
Stuff
You can't
like
even
that.
do it by yourself.
You have to like. I remember I
You're
saw
like
this dude.
handicap.
I was in collegiate nationals in Ohio. I saw this guy put on his equipping suit. He put one of his straps on top of one of the combo, and he hung from it so gravity could help him shove his body into the singlet itself. And I was like, holy fuck.
Wow.
That's
Oh
a
my
lot
goodness.
more. And then the funny part is when every time they squat or do anything, they have to get carried off the stage, especially for squatting, because they can't walk. Yeah, especially with their knee wraps. That shit's like,
Damn, are these niggas crippled?
no, bro.
Practically.
They literally put these knee wraps and it looks like they're putting a tourniquet, on
Oh
their
my
knee.
goodness.
So they can't, really move their knee to walk. So they get carried onto the stage and carried off the stage. And you're just like, holy shit.
So what's the point of even lifting that heavy if you need all that equipment?
Well, to me personally, I don't know. I think it's just because they look at the total. They look at numbers instead of the functionality. I think raw is a little bit more beneficial, but I think overloading, such as equipped, I kind of see that as like a very competitive thing too, because that's what powerlifting was before. It was all about the assistive gear that you put on, and it was always equipped. Back then, there would be something called a two ply. I don't know if they still have it now, but they put up the most craziest numbers. You see this like 185-pound kid squatting probably close to 500 plus pounds, and you're just like, holy shit. Honestly, even with equipment like that, that's still pretty fucking strong. But equipped is crazier than raw. I would say that. But then you see raw people, lift numbers that are 3 times their body weight, and you're like, holy fuck, that guy is actually strong. It kind of goes both ways, but equipped is very crazy. I'd say that you definitely need a team for equipped.
It's like me saying, "Oh yeah, man, I can beat up anyone. Let me put on my Iron Man armor, or oh, let me get my whole crew together first, and then I'll fight you."
I don't know. I feel like it's a little different because I feel like if you practice fighting, it's definitely for the practicality of it.
Not to take away from equip, but it's just like as Lauren or oopsies, Coconut said. They're still like moving that much weight, so even with or without, that's still
That's,
something to commend.
it's
Well,
impressive
yeah,
as fuck.
that's what I think. Is like I get that people would want to train raw because it's like, okay, I can do this anywhere, anytime, pretty much. But to be able to compete at that level, I see why people have that category of I can put on my gear and whatnot to get more weight. It makes sense to me.
The
It's
training's
whatever you-
always a bit different though, because the
Yeah.
equip lifters they actually lift raw during practice, and then after a cycle, a couple probably months before their meet, they start adding the equipment onto themselves to add more to the numbers to see where they stack up on. You know, they're not always having equipment on them when they train. A lot of times it's probably raw itself, but
So-
there's a strategy to it.
To me, that just shows that people that lift with equipment still can do it raw, which that's a very good
Yeah,
thing. They
of
just like to
course.
dive into equipment, which that's all fine as long as you enjoy what you're doing.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really take our opinions to heart because none of us really know what equipped is like because none of us are equipped lifters.
Equip lifters, I could probably send y'all a video later, and man, sometimes you wish that you could actually lift that, but raw.
No, I don't think I've ever wished I could lift super heavy amounts of weight.
I'm talking about people that are interested in weightlifting. Actually, this is towards everyone. You know how in the Olympics they have the what do you call it? Olympic lifting?
Yeah.
Do
Yes,
y'all
sir.
think about powerlifting to be in the Olympics?
I don't know. They're both boring as fuck. I'm not gonna watch them.
Wow.
Like
I know.
honestly, like if you don't know what you're watching, then it is boring. Like, oh, what are you gonna do? He's lifting another weight. Oh, what's this guy gonna do? Oh, he's lifting even more weight. It's like fucking NASCAR. Holy shit, he's making a left turn. Oh, he's making another left turn. Holy shit, they're all making left turns.
I mean, with every sport, they have their own, I guess, crowd that they're catering to, or like
Yeah. I
population
mean, to be
that they
fair,
cater
there's a
to.
lot of boring sports in the Olympics that most people don't watch anyway.
That is fair. I feel like one of the only few exciting ones to watch track, swimming, all the ones that are just straight up races.
Yeah.
Personally, if I wasn't powerlifting, and since it's not in the Olympics, I would definitely go towards either fencing or archery.
Ooh,
For sure.
fencing's
One of those
cool.
two.
Fencing
Never
is
really-
cool.
never really
but
watched
there's a
fencing.
lot of like rules and
Well,
like
it's
little
like
things. I mean, it's like with that with any sport though.
that's European. Your fencing is European.
Yeah, fencing is definitely European.
Yeah, I can
But
definitely
I
do
guess,
it. It's complicated.
Oh,
like,
God. Sacre bleu.
but to answer the original subject question about powerlifting Olympics, I know that I don't think the community is as big as other sports are to support that, just because that's another, like, I guess, event that they have to set up and cater towards. But like the only thing that would be exciting is deadlifts. Like, to be real with you, whenever I'm at meets, like deadlifts always like the main event, and people consider the bench to be like
Intermission.
halftime show. Yeah,
Halftime show.
yeah. And I don't think people in Olympics really want to see like if you're audience and you're looking at powerlifting as something you've never seen in your life, you just know it's a bunch of like gripply old like guys or women lifting. It's like the camera angles isn't that exciting either. So it's hard
Yeah.
to like garner that attention.
At least with Olympic lifting, there's like that element of danger because people can like drop that shit on their heads or something. And it's more dynamic, like just the movement itself. So it is more
Yeah,
exciting to
exactly.
watch. And then if you would put powerlifting in the Olympics, you would have to like, well, how would they do it? Would they do it just based on your total number, or would they have individual for squat, bench, and deadlift?
It'll probably be individual.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the only way. But individual by per weight division. That's the only way you could do it. Let's see.
And like, what stipulations would they put on it too? Because I know for boxing, Olympic boxing, they don't let pro boxers in. Like, you didn't see Mike Tyson going to compete in the Olympics.
Wait, why is that?
I'm not too sure, but I think the whole idea of the Olympics was like, they don't want to involve like too much money in it or something. I guess like maybe they had like some agreement with like the boxing federations, like, oh, you know, we don't want to let your top boxers, you know, go in here. We want to make it like a little more fair. I don't know. It was something weird. I'm not too sure.
That's weird because like if you watch basketball, it's only our pros.
Can you imagine
know,
just Mike
like,
Tyson when
in
they
the-
start
in the
fighting
Olympics-
everyone?
To be fair, though, basketball has different players from each country. So it's
Yeah.
kind of all over the place. But 9 times out of 10, USA is always down.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
because this is where NBA is. Like
You
a
really
lot, most
just
of the
watch
talent
it
comes here.
just because, yeah, like you just watch it honestly just to see basically who's coming
Scouting.
for the NBA season or the Dream Team like they had in, well, not the original Dream Team, but the new one was 20. You saw LeBron and Kobe all together. That was a different dynamic you don't see.
Hmm. I want to see them put like an MMA type of event in the Olympics. Because to me, like fighting is the ultimate sport.
Yeah,
Because,
like beat the
like,
shit out of
if you think
niggas,
about
bro.
all the sports, like when people get mad, what does it eventually devolve into? It evolves into fighting. Like hand to hand is like the most purest form, one of the most purest forms of competition.
A nigga trying to beat the shit out of another nigga.
Yeah,
Great.
like people love watching blood sport. Like as much as people would hate to admit it, but you know it is interesting to see violence.
Well, going back to fitness in a way, like
Gym culture.
for gym culture. Let's
Talk about stereotype.
say let's say this. Why would to probably a lot of people that goes to the gym, you probably see a bunch of people when they bench, a lot of people bench flat, but then when you see us powerlifters, we kind of bench with an arc. Is it Bobby? Do you want to talk about that for a bit?
So we bench with an arch because it gives us. I don't really have an impressive arch, but I know many people that decrease the range of motion by having a bigger arch. It's beneficial to a degree.
It makes it more stable.
Some people, I would say so for sure.
Mhm.
Your back is tight, and
You're
then
a
you're
pussy.
just pushing with your leg. But some people have an amazing arch, and I'm not sure if that's doing any training like that. But if it decreases the range of motion and you get good with the movement,
Kenny, do you want to explain your perspective on art?
I mean, like Bobby kind of talked about what I said, pretty much said most of what I was gonna say. Anyway, I did get a lot of like backlash whenever I started like benching with the arch at my workplace, since I work at our university's rec center.
Mhm.
A lot of my coworkers were either clowning or visibly worried about my back because I was bending it
You have
in
a
like
good
two
arch,
different
man.
places.
That's
Yeah, that's basically what they were saying is that I could have developed scoliosis by arching my back whenever I bench. I just kind of explained to them, at least I was taught, it was like you retract your shoulders and just like squeezing a penny with your shoulder, and then when you bench, you're kind of taking a lot of the weight off your shoulder. It's apparently supposed to help prevent certain injuries. At least that's from my understanding.
It's I do agree with both. I could like talk about more of the your anatomy, you know, because when you bench, you know, a lot of people say you got a flat bench. It's because they're used to, you know, having their full back onto the bench and thinking, oh, I have more surface area, you know, more balance, or I'm able to be braced in a way. But when your back is not fully flat, you know, you're already naturally curved. So when you're benching, you have to have an arch in a way to, how you say, stay braced on it. And also it protects your back and your shoulders. If you're benching, you know, that increases your chance of shoulder injury and possibly you may not even be able to bench as heavy unless you do a touch and go with your butt. You know, if you do that, if you do a touch and go and your butt comes off or your feet starts flying, you're not a true bencher. Okay, a loser. But all right, going back to that, having an arched back doesn't mean you're doing something bad. Naturally, your back is already curved. So to the people that have been flaming powerlifters, hey, your back is too arched. You should probably do some research about it. You'll probably know that it's actually good for you.
Literally,
But for
no one
the
in our audience.
probably, but the hyperextension of the back though, that's when you can start questioning. But there's a lot of powerlifters that don't really hyperextend it too much because they know they're not. You should learn how to use yours.
Dang.
Let me ask you,
What's up?
have we all seen any, like bad injuries?
Bad injuries? I have. I had a bad injury. I was squatting in a squat rack with a fixed safety. I came down and normally I was back in my day I was doing ass to grass where I don't do any of those pussy quarter squats. I actually go all the way down.
Rip J Coastal.
Oh god. But when I was going down, I was also doing low bar and my left side actually hit the safety rack. Doing so I mean the right side hit the safety rack and all that 385 pounds went only onto my left. And I still went up. But doing so, my left vastus lateralis kind of pulled, strained, and it was partially detached. That's what my doctor told me, and I was like, "Holy shit!" It's like okay, if you look at your quad, on the side of the quad, like the outside, facing outside of it, it's that's the muscle. The vastus lateralis is the lateral outside lateral side of the. That's I wouldn't say the fourth head. But just look at Vestas Lab. So that popped, and I just had to put the weight down. And some people came up to me saying, "Are you okay?" I didn't say a word because I was in so much pain that I didn't know what to do. So I crouched down, put the weight on the safety rack, and then I crawled myself. And I literally walked to the front of Fitness Connection. I was like, "Hey, I injured myself. The weight is still unracked on the site on the squat rack." And honestly, the guy that was at the cashier understood everything. It's all right, man. I got you. So he unracked everything for me, and he was chill. The next few times, he was a pretty cool guy. But like for me, it took me about 6 months to fully heal it. Little rehab, little stretches. I took some muscle relaxants to fully and yeah, that was probably my nastiest injury. Other than that, besides my shoulder, where some fucktard, actually, I'm not gonna really talk about it, but that's my nastiest one. Is my my vastus lateralis injury. That sucked. That really sucked. But I've seen people with torn pec minors. Like a rubber band. You see the pec minor and it pops, and the entire muscle goes up, and you're just like there's like a bulge. And it's gross looking. It's all purple. I've seen bicep. What do you call? Detachments. That shit was nasty. Other than that, those are the only 3 types of muscle groups I saw that were really bad. What about you, Kenny and Bobby? Have y'all seen any of those injuries? Besides y'all also.
Not in person, but definitely on those Instagram pages.
What about you, Kenny?
One of the times I was working, there was a guy doing a seated overhead press with dumbbells. I think whenever the weight gets heavy enough, I think for like most people they can relate. You kind of dumbbells on your knees while you're seated, and you kind of like kick it with your legs so that you can get the weight up. I wasn't there to watch, but apparently this is from what witnesses told me while I was writing out the report. He got it up, and for some reason, like he's done the weights plenty of time.
He jumped
but
on his
this one, no.
That would have been.
Actually, the witness told me that the weight was moving up and down. Like he got some reps in, and then the weight dumbbell just dropped on the floor, and then the guy held his shoulder, and he essentially dislocated his shoulder like full out of his pocket.
Ooh.
While performing his reps. And when I looked over to him, you obviously see like his shoulder just like very up, like his left shoulder up, right, and then his right shoulder is just like loose, like it looks. Those dolls where you can detach your arms and stuff. Like it basically looked like that, but it was held together by his skin. Yeah, that was a very disturbing one.
Nah.
How did they pop it back in there, or did the paramedics like take him to the hospital?
They took him to the nearest.
Okay.
So
That's good. But damn, that's rough.
And he should have popped it back in by himself. It hurts. I know Swank and I have done that before.
man,
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
It is not.
It is very. And
yeah, it takes like a while to rehab.
yeah, dislocations suck. Those suck.
Is there any questions from the panel and host? You guys want to ask us for like fitness or powerlifting? Why?
I think y'all have done a good job for me to understand the beginning.
When did gym culture become so prevalent?
It's been prevalent for a while, actually. It's just recently powerlifting is the one that's been gaining popularity recently. Gym culture has always been there since when Arnold got on.
Like the 80s?
Kind of, I would say. I'm not too sure, but everybody else wanted to be Arnold. Strongmen started coming out. Powerlifting came out, but it wasn't as big until now when now powerlifting is in universities.
I think what was big back then, like before Arnold, was like calisthenics. That was really big.
Calisthenics was that big? I can see that.
Yeah.
They like in gyms and stuff, like high school gyms and colleges, they would have kids do calisthenics rather than weight training.
I didn't get introduced to weight training until I introduced it to myself. It was like senior year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they had it in like PE, but the only people that were in PE were like that went to the weight room was because they were selling candy or selling weed inside the gym room. That's about it. Yeah. Is there any other questions?
What's your take on athleisure clothing? Like, why is that even a thing? It's like diametrically opposed, athletics and leisure. I mean, like they're comfortable to wear because you want to be comfortable when you're working out, but it's kind of pointless to wear it and not work out or exercise.
I see what you mean. I mean, I would say just fashion in what do you call now? It's just like anything could be accepted in some way. For me, like personally, I don't really buy gym clothes to wear it everywhere. I kind of actually just use it for the gym only, and that's mostly like shorts because I don't know. To me, that's about it. Shirt wise, I could wear it anywhere.
I mean, it's kind of like a lot of people who buy designer clothing, like designer, and then they just go to the gym just to show off rather than work out.
I could definitely see that. I mean, several brands kind of do it for more like, hey, this looks cool. You should wear this anywhere type of deal. And it's, designer. Mostly people I see that wear them kind of wear it traditionally. It's very weird, but I see that a lot. Any of y'all take Kenny and Bobby?
I like Lululemon shorts a lot. I have very unproportional thighs to the point where
not as much right now.
The quarantine helped me lose a lot of body weight. I dropped about 6 pounds since spring break.
I wish I
So
did.
I mean, I was running and eating one meal a day.
Mm.
But before, my thighs were just really big compared to the rest of my body.
They were a sight to
And
behold.
I was wearing basketball shorts because those were the only things that I knew and found comfortable. I was scared of wearing shorts that exposed more of my thigh just because it gave off the fratty or you know that kind of look. And then I
Yeah.
tried on my first pair and fell in love. I don't know. I learned to appreciate my body and its aesthetics.
I think a lot of like gym clothing, they feel very comfortable. Like, but
Mhm.
it all depends on the price, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, like Lulu is definitely very expensive for most people, and there's also
It's-
other like mid tier brands you can find on Amazon, or whatever. Uh, but right now, I did order 2 pairs of shorts from what 10,000. I'm waiting to try, just because Lulu is just I don't know, man. It's adding up.
How much is a pair of shorts there? Like $60?
60
It ranges.
Uh,
It could range from 40 to 70.
oh. Wow.
But that's why you go to outlets.
Mm.
They're very comfortable. They are very comfortable.
And they have this thing or this piece of fabric where I guess your I don't even know if I'll say this on here, but basically where your the way bottom of your groin is. So
Your
when you
gooch?
squat, it kind of like yeah, the piece of fabric stretches so that you don't rip
Oh,
holes.
that's great. Because I noticed a lot of my boxers, they get like ripped like holes where the gooch is from like all the kicks I do in martial arts.
Oh yeah.
At least that's the excuse I give.
Actually, the good thing about Lululemon shorts, if they start tearing, you could actually get it tailored
That's
for
good.
free. I think.
Like for
if
the
I remember
lifetime of the product, or
I think
It varies.
Mm.
If it's like a factory, like what's it called? Whenever you make a product that's supposed to prevent something, but it ends up happening, uh, they'll replace it. But if you're like on your knees or you're like rolling around concrete with those shorts on and there's rips and everything, then they're not gonna replace it.
Yeah, I guess I can't get them because I'm on my knees a lot.
all
I go to
right.
medical school, kids.
Jesus. Is there any other questions? Or we could just wrap it up.
Rapido.
Wrap it up. All righty. All right, Saint, do you want to take it?
I guess he's dead.
I guess
Right?
he's
I'll,
dead.
I'll,
He's
I'll,
gone.
I'll,
Dead as
I'll
shit.
All
close
right,
this. I'll
go
close
ahead,
this out, man.
Seven.
So remember, guys, leave a like, subscribe, click the notification bell, leave a comment. Tell us what you think of this episode and what you guys do for fitness or what you claim to do. You know, we don't know if you're telling the truth or not. You don't know if we're telling the truth or not.
Yeah,
We'll all
dude,
be lying right now.
we could be fat shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, that's true for me.
Oh,
well, you guys will know if that's true or not because if we have enough likes and subscribes and views, then we'll post Coconut's nudes on the Patreon.
Hell yeah.
Share this video to those who you think should work out. Call them out on their lazy selves. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
stay
Bye.
tuned, guys.
Peace.